we stand united in our solidarity, and we jointly call on the Russian Federation to stop the killing and enter meaningful negotiations with Ukraine.
We remain in unwavering support for Ukraine. We stand with Ukraine militarily, economically, politically, and diplomatically. We support a just and lasting peace based on international law and UN Charter. Our support to Ukraine is about making peace a reality.
But progress on a much-needed ceasefire and a lasting peaceful settlement remains painfully slow. Every day of continued fighting undermines the chances for diplomacy to succeed and increases the dangers of further escalation.
We must admit the world's attention to the UN is fading. The organization has less influence, and too often there is a lack of real decisions on fundamental issues. This is exactly what we need to speak about today, about the tools that sadly are not working now. But they will work, I'm sure. They will work if you are active, if we are active, as abroad, in Beijing or somewhere else. If China truly wanted this war to stop, it could compel Moscow to end the invasion. Without China, Putin's Russia is nothing. Yet too often, China stays silent and distant instead of active for peace. Is present here as well a strong nation. I met with President Trump just now, and we spoke about how to finally bring peace, and we discussed a few good ideas, and I hope they will work. And I'm grateful for this meeting, and we expect America's actions to push Russia toward peace. Moscow fears America and always pays attention to it. Instead, it became a warning to the world. And already with more than 30 nations in our coalition of willings, we are building a new security architecture. We count on the United States of America as a backstop. Real security guarantees must become the line Russia cannot cross again.
The President has worked on it tirelessly, has invested a tremendous amount of his own time, energy, and the highest levels of our government. We have had meetings in Turkey, meetings in Saudi Arabia, meetings in Alaska, countless phone calls, doing everything possible to bring this conflict to a resolution and to an end. A war that cannot end militarily. It will end at a negotiating table. He made it among his highest priorities, the restoration of peace anywhere and everywhere. The President is a very patient man. He's very committed to peace, but his patience is not infinite. And as he has said repeatedly, he has before him the opportunity and the options of imposing additional economic costs on the Russian Federation, if necessary, in order to bring this to an end. India and Pakistan, which was a very dangerous conflict, and one that he chose to end. This war needs to end. But if it does not, if there is no path to peace in the short term, then the United States and President Donald J. Trump will take the steps necessary to impose costs for continued aggression.
President, since the first day of the crisis, China has been upholding an objective and impartial position, calling for a ceasefire and cessation of hostilities, and advocating for peace talks towards a political settlement. Guided by the four truths put forward by President Xi Jinping, we have maintained close communication with parties concerned, sent our special envoys for shuttle diplomacy, and together with Brazil and other countries of the Global South, initiated the Group of Friends for Peace in order to consolidate a cause for peace, promote consensus on peace, and advance peace efforts. It is very much lamentable that the membership of the Security Council has been compelled today to spend time and be present at a meeting which was initiated by our European colleagues purely to mark the latest New York stop on a tour of the well-known former actor. And here we see squeezed in as during the subway at rush hour, where we hear and will continue to hear mere replicated statements which have nothing to do with the truth. There is no added value for the establishment of peace in Ukraine. If you accept this inglorious fate, then you continue to do nothing and continue in the same vein. If not, then there is a great deal of work which lies ahead. We stand ready to do this work, and now it is up to you to make that choice.